The last set of tools that I want to discuss today are geared towards analytics. The most popular packages are Power BI and Tableau, although you'll find analysts usually handling some flavor of SQL as well as an essential complement to prepare data for optimal processing by these other platforms. There are Python-based dashboarding and data exploration tools out there like Dash, but it takes away from the increased supply of talent that's capable of managing these UI-based or low-code software packages. So it's these leading software packages that we'll focus on for now. To date, analytics tools have had a relatively limited role in tokenomic analysis, but I have seen these skills requested for some well-backed blockchain game briefs. Nevertheless, I expect these tools to become much more important and in greater demand as the blockchain space matures. The reason for this is that these tools deliver important data exploration and intelligence capabilities that are just not offered to any comparable degree by the other tools we've been looking at. Analytics software allows us to create dynamic views on large data sets, along with intuitive interactive visuals that are accessible to non-technical, executive, and strategic stakeholders. If you've never seen these in action, you really should. They're even opening up completely new possibilities in bringing accounting data to life. They also enable the deployment of some generic but useful machine learning or predictive analytics models too. You can also perform some limited what-if style analysis, albeit at a much shallower depth than what you'd be able to do with the other modeling tools that we covered earlier. If we make a direct comparison of these core data exploration capabilities with the other tools we've been looking at, spreadsheets, well, just can't handle the large data in the first place. And you have add-ons that expand that capacity, but by that point, you're basically learning Power BI anyway. Python generates static visualizations that are generated after a run, or else relies on users learning a package called Dash, which is high code and not as easy to use as the other platforms. Machinations generates static charting of outputs and simulation runs and isn't really suited to dynamic explorations of structured data. So why is this kind of data exploration capability going to be important? Well, it's going to be important to any and every business that wants to be properly managed in the 21st century, period. But in addition to this, there are some blockchain-specific factors that point to increased yield from the application of these tools. Remember that blockchains at one level are just data. The most basic implementations will record every single transaction on-chain. And remember that the blockchain itself is used to execute transactions, so there's no longer a need to set up an independent point-of-sale data collection system. The sale data is self-generating alongside the transactions process. I think there are complicated issues that we need to navigate about deciding how much business logic we want to process on blockchains and how much data we want to reveal on public blockchains. But in any case, I think it's fair to assume that blockchain data, public or private, is going to become a standard part of business intelligence processing. And the data density of on-chain data for any given project is going to increase over time. This offers us lots of really exciting prospects for real-time accounting, inventory management, and customer segmentation and behavior analysis. And these analytics tools are just so much more up to the task of creating those great, intuitive, explanatory dashboards than anything else we've been looking at so far. If you want to get a view on how blockchain data is being explored and visualized at the moment, I highly recommend you check out Dune Analytics. Actually, it seems that recently they've rebranded to just being called Dune. So enjoy wading through all those Dune Universe fan fiction results that turn up in your searches. But I digress. This platform hosts SQL code that pulls and wrangles blockchain data to create the visualizations of interest. Take a moment to appreciate how radical this capability is. Independent parties were able to create real-time views on the Axie Infinity economy to monitor the number of reward tokens that were being minted and burned down to the block. Dune Analytics has a ranking system to highlight the most trusted visualization, so you can use these to begin to learn how you can apply SQL to analyze and process blockchain data. If you already have expertise with Tableau or Power BI, it's then a small step to creating dashboards in those environments. Although there may not be much exciting data slicing to be done at the moment since the dimensionality of this data is relatively small. Okay, so that's all I have to say about analytics tools. They're still in lower demand when it comes to tokenomic analysis than the other tools I've been discussing, but these are skills that I'm certain will eventually come to see a strong surge in demand.